So, thank you for coming. This is by far, I believe, the biggest turnout that I've seen. And so this is really exciting. So let's give ourselves a round of applause. And I have several thank yous. Obviously, this still is not loud enough. Huh? Is that better? Okay. All right, thank you. So, as I said, this is our biggest turnout that I've seen. We will be a little forced to shorten our agenda, but I have some opportunities for that. Our mayor sends his regrets. He's not feeling well today, which is never happens. Anytime there's an event like this, we can always count on Don to be here and to give us some laughs and give us an update on what's going on in town. So we'll rely on Peter Souza, our town manager, to do that in just a few minutes. So again, he sends his regrets. But I would like to start with some thanks for our students. So our students put a lot of work into today. So our culinary students, anyone who's attended in the past or has seen what's been going on today, all the food was made in-house. And so our students were up very early this morning to do that, working hard for us. We also had a teacher appreciation breakfast this morning, so it's been a busy morning already for our students and staff. And then of course, Dr. Pierce and his students playing on the orchestra was very impressive. They're just always amazing. And so. And as well, couldn't have this happen without the work of two very important people. So I know they were working until about 8:30 last night getting this set. So Sally Brown, my executive assistant, and Allison Beccarelli, who's here. Allison's the person that makes the office here run, the high school run very smoothly, and Sally is the person that makes me get to where I need to be. I had a reminder of that last week. She was on vacation, which doesn't happen often. I was lost quite a bit throughout the week, so it's good to have her back, and thank you, Sally. So that will get me through for getting administrative assistance today. Again, I would just like to get an idea, because we want to make sure this is new for everybody, and we give you some new information. How many people have attended in the past? I know I recognize pretty much everybody has been here, so that's great. Yeah, so well over 3/4 of you have been here before, and so for first-time attendees, thank you, and you're always welcome. We do this event every spring, and it's a chance for us to showcase. As you can tell, this is a regular school day. We have lots going on, and so you'll hear announcements and things go on during the day. So again, thank you for being here. It's our chance to really showcase our high school, which is the culmination of our students going through pre-K through 12, and so this is really for us, where we see students grow so much and really send off them at a really high level. I don't want to take too much of Mr. Sunday's momentum and things he wants to share, but I'm happy to share that as students leave Windsor High School, not over 90% of the last 5 years, they're going off to college. And so another 4 or 5% are going to the military typically each year. And then I know the other 4 or 5% have a job at hand, so they're going off into a trade, into a career field that they already have. Many times they're joining a family business, and so our school counseling department works very hard to make sure all our students have a post-secondary plan, and so we're really appreciative of that. I think I know we compare very well to the area schools that charge quite a bit of money, and so as we look at what's going on, we have 22 AP courses. I just received a mailing the other day from Northwest Catholic. They have 16 AP courses, and so think of what a child can receive, and what that means is if they go through an AP course and they pass the test, they basically go to college with 3 credits in that area. So we have students leaving Windsor High School with almost a full year, many with a full semester done of college, and that allows them to either double major or get out in 3.5 years, which their parents really appreciate. And so it's just tremendous opportunities here. And one of those, I'm really excited to share with you right now. It's a relatively new program. Russell Sills, about 6 years ago, put our name on a waiting list for ROTC. We got a call, I believe it was 3 years ago, and so this is our 3rd year of having a full Air Force ROTC unit at Windsor High School. We're the only high school within 50 miles that has this program. I receive calls every year now from families that live in area towns. Could they come and attend, to join the Air Force ROTC? And unfortunately, my choice, they either have to pay the per diem or pay the cost for the year, or they would have to move to town. So I encourage them to move to town, and I know some people have really considered that, so their child could attend and join the Air Force ROTC and other things going on here at Windsor High School. So, but without further ado, I want to welcome our Windsor High School Air Force ROTC and Nahio Jelly, violinist, who play the national
Reset. Right, face. Forward, long. Go. Hold.
Thank you for allowing us to start the morning with our Air Force ROTC. Obviously, we're very proud, and that's a way we're able to start many events here at Windsor High School and throughout the community. And so it's just a tremendous pride for us to have a program, obviously. And so I'd like to introduce our town manager, Peter Souza. I know you all know Peter very well. I constantly talk about how fortunate I am to have a town manager who supports our schools the way he does. And it's a very close connection. We talk pretty much weekly. This time of year when we're dealing with budget, it's even more often than weekly. And it's just tremendous to have someone who supports our schools so much leading the town. So, Mr. Souza.
Good morning, folks. How are you? Thanks for coming out on this drizzly and rainy day. Again, another hand for our ROTC folks. So I'll tell you right now that I don't have these spiffy jokes like Mayor Trinks usually does. The mayor is hardly ever under the weather, and today happens to be one of those days, so he sends his regrets. I know he enjoys coming here each day because if nothing else, it gets him out of work. So, I just want to extend my thank you to all of you for what you do each and every day for our community, your volunteerism, your leadership in the little ways, and being good friends and neighbors with each other, and for all the service that you've given to the community of Windsor over the many, many years that you've lived in town. So we are appreciative of that. We're appreciative of our young students and for their volunteer activities within the community. And it's amazing how many hours these students are putting in to different volunteer activities. No matter if it's at the food bank, if it's helping out organizations here, it's working at our Caring Connection, our adult daycare program in town. So the school district's not only teaching them how to do well academically, they're teaching them, from my perspective, perhaps even more important, to be a well-rounded citizen in our community. So I thank you once again, especially in these uncertain times. I ask you to pay attention to all the different activities at the state level and as they may impact the town going forward. So as always, we're available to answer questions. So you can call me at Town Hall. There's plenty of information on both the Board of Education's website as well as the town's website if you have questions about services and perhaps how the budget might look going forward. So again, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed your breakfast, and turn it back to Craig.
Thank you, Mr. Souza. Another person who doesn't need much of an introduction is our board president, Christina Santos. And so I always remind people Christina has a full-time job. She's a teacher, which makes it so tremendous to have her leading the Board of Ed, somebody who understands education, loves education, totally committed. And if you've ever seen her car driving around, you know where all her money goes. On the back of her car are stickers from Harvard and Monmouth and Clark, and I can't even tell you. So it's kind of, she's shown me maybe what to do or maybe what not to do when my kids get to the college age, but I know she's supported them through college, and it's great to have Christina be able to be with us today for some remarks. She's never missed this event and very dedicated to Windsor and the students of Windsor. So ask Ms. Santos to come forward.
Good morning. Is that a little bit better? Okay. I could always use my teacher voice and just project that out. So welcome this morning on Cinco de Mayo, a great day for a Spanish teacher like myself. I want to... You can't hear me. Okay, is this a little bit better now? I lean into it? Okay, great. So I'm so pleased to be here this morning, and I just didn't come with remarks. I kind of wanted to speak from the heart today to all of you. So there are some days, those days that live in infamy. We all have days of things that we remember, and I wanted to share a couple of dates that are very important to me. So I want to take you back to October 5th, 1968, when my parents, with 2 suitcases and myself and my doll, immigrated to this country. And we left my native country of Portugal. And we did so for education. It was my education that brought my family here 49 years ago. So the reality is my entire life has been focused on education and what that means not only to my life, but to those that I touch. And while I was in school all day, learning the English language and our studies here, I was going to school at night for 6 years to keep track of my native language of Portuguese the culture of my country, and everything. So if you think going to school for 6 hours is enough, it wasn't for my family. And I ended up graduating with a Portuguese certificate of high school, a GED, through the consulate from my country. So while I was in school at night and day, I am now 4 languages actually, and have several degrees, all in education. I want to take you to another date, very important to me, and that's April 29th, 1975. The day that my parents bought their house, immigrants to this country, here in Windsor. And that left with me the most important decision that this is where I would stay. And this is where I have stayed. I was with my husband, traveling other countries. Well, he traveled other countries. I just stayed in the United States. But when we were Navy, we lived in Virginia when he was stationed there. We lived in Newport when he was stationed there. But when we left active duty and we came back to Connecticut, it was never what town we would buy our home in to raise our family. It was what street in Windsor we would buy our home. And I want to share with you that when we came back to Connecticut with 2 children, and I had a third after we returned, I actually told my realtor I need to be a walker to Oliver Ellsworth School. My realtor said, what kind of house? How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? I said, I don't care. I said, I need to be a walker to Oliver Ellsworth School. That's because when I returned to Connecticut after leaving the Navy, I interviewed and I read the reports for every school in the Windsor Public School District, and I chose my children's principal after interviewing Mr. Terry Smith. Because to me, there's nothing more important in life than the education of my children. That's how I also feel about my students. This year I have 541 students, and I know every one of their names. I started education as a second career in 1990 when I found myself in Virginia Beach, and I started there. And after 27 years, I still have the same passion for teaching children, for helping children, and for advocating for children. That's why currently I'm serving on my 10th year as the Windsor Board of Education member and the chair. There's nothing more important that we can leave in history than the education of our young adults who will become, per our mission, to become lifelong members. And that's what the purpose of Windsor Public Schools is. So if nothing else, just remember that our future lies in the hands of our students here today. And this is a wonderful, absolutely exceptional school building. You will see and be amazed by what you see this morning. And it's just the same in every building. We have a wonderful district with all kinds of accolades. We should be proud to call ourselves Windsorites. I know I do. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your breakfast.
Thank you, Ms. Santos. And so we also, obviously you're in the high school, but we want to always highlight our other schools as well. And so in the past we've had our elementary students play music for you, but really excited today to showcase an award-winning program at the middle school. And so they've been kind of, after having developed this program, they really have been on a traveling show, and they've been all over the state, sharing this program. And so we're very proud to have them share a program and some of our students with you here at Windsor High School. So I want to introduce our longtime principal of Sage Park Middle School, Paul Cavallari, and with him are teachers Jen Wilson and Amy Small. So I'd like to have
Thank you, Dr. Cook, and my welcome to all of you here. It's great to see you here. It's not often that we get to brag about our schools, and my school in particular, but we have a lot of great things going on in the Windsor Public Schools, and this is just one example. I'm finishing my 16th year at the middle school, and like Ms. Santos, I still have a lot of drive and passion. I really, really enjoy what I'm doing there, and the students and the staff help make it a really great place. Just this year, Sage Park students attended the Connecticut Association of Schools Middle Level Student Leadership Conference on January 11th at Trinity College. We took 25 young adults and 2 teachers there. At the conference, the students were presented with the 2016-2017 Arthur Director Annual Leadership Award This award recognizes only one middle school in the state for their continued work and commitment in the area of leadership through participation in both student council and the Young Men and Women's Leadership Corps. Incidentally, looking back into my archives, we are also the only middle school in the state that has ever won this award twice. In 2008, we won the same award. At that point, it was really about our student council and all the outstanding things that they had done at that point. And that same student council advisor is still with us today. That's Mrs. Amy Small. And then most recently, the past 2 years, we've developed a really unique middle-level leadership program. Traditionally, leadership sometimes just waits till the high school, but we saw that we had tremendous talent in the young adults in Windsor. We wanted to help motivate them and teach them some skills as to how to be really good leaders. And that happened to be recognized by the state organization. That program was developed by Mrs. Jennifer Wilson. In fact, most recently, we had the special honor of presenting at the Teacher of the Year conference at the Mohegan Sun. And our kids that were there, along with the two teachers, actually sat and talked with the Commissioner of Education, Mrs. Diana Windsor. Now, to give you the students' perspective of what middle-level leadership has meant to them, each of our students is going to come up, introduce themselves, and tell you briefly about their experience.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Anahi Kali. I am an 8th grade student at Sage Park Middle School. I am in the leadership program as well as the student council program. I would first like to thank everyone for giving me this opportunity to speak here today. I feel honored to have participated in the girls leadership program. This program has given me the confidence to speak in front of crowds. Through my leadership sessions with R. Jackson and my Sage Park advisors, I have learned that leadership pushes themselves out of their comfort zone. Recently, I was given the opportunity to speak in front of educators at the Empowered to Lead Symposium at Mohegan Sun. That experience has given me the motivation to share my thoughts and beliefs with conviction to any audience. In the future, I plan to use my skills to help the homeless community feel like valuable members of society. I know that with the skills I have learned in the leadership group, this will be possible. Thank you again for this opportunity to share my skills.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Carl Lawrence, and I am an 8th grader at St. Park Middle School. I would like to take a moment to talk about my experience with St. Park. My name is Carl Lawrence. I am an 8th grader at Sage Park Middle School. I would like to take a moment to talk to you about my experience with Sage Park leadership. Through my work with the leadership group, I have been able to learn several leadership skills. I have learned how effective leaders communicate and what leadership styles I use to lead others. I also learned that effective leaders push themselves out of their comfort zone and are not afraid to take risks. I was able to do this last year when I participated in the Empower Ropes course. I am confident as I move forward in my education at Windsor Public Schools. I will be able to use these tools and help improve my community.
Good morning. My name is Julian Rivera. I would like to thank you for giving me the chance to share my experience as a Sage Park leader and student council member. Leadership has created a multitude of opportunities for me and my fellow leaders. From the beginning of the year, I was shy and afraid to speak out for what's right. I was afraid of being judged for what I believe in. The Sage Park Leadership Program has not only made me a better person, but a positive force in my community. As a Sage Park leader, I have learned that leaders often step out of their comfort zone for what they believe in. I am now confident in myself that I can not only make a positive change in my school, but also in the world. Thank you for your time and support of Windsor Public Schools.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. My name is Sarah Palatico, and I'm a Sage Park leader in 7th grade. Ever since I've joined the Sage Park Leadership Program, I've tried to apply everything I've learned from the leadership group to real-life scenarios. Mr. Jackson, who is our leadership consultant, has taught me a lot about how to look and behave like a leader. One of the most important things he has taught me is that a leader needs to be able to listen to others' ideas twice as much as I speak myself. Also, the leadership program has influenced me to strive to make more positive choices that will benefit me and everyone else around me. Sometimes I am afraid to do what's right, but I know Mr. Jackson would want me to be confident in my actions. Something major he has pointed out is that if you want to be a leader, you must first represent yourself as one. Walk with your head up and look confident. I used to be the kid in the hallway who would walk with her head down, her shoulders on the floor, and I would avoid eye contact with just about everyone that passed by. But now, with help from all the leadership meetings I've attended, I feel more confident in who I am and what I'm capable of. I'm proud to say I'm a Sage Park leader who will lead others in the right direction one step at a time.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Jaden Ederson, and I'm an 8th grade student at Sage Park Middle School. The leadership group at Sage Park has been a great experience for me. It has taught me many skills. For example, I know that when I'm talking to somebody, I have to look at them and stand up straight to show that I'm listening. Recently, I went to Mohegan Sun to give a presentation to Connecticut teachers about how to run an effective leadership program at their own. I was a little anxious at first, but after I applied the skills I learned from the leadership group, I was able to present smoothly and with confidence. I hope that these skills can help me make a positive impact in my school and in my community.
Good morning. My name is Abbas Ahmed Soyed. I am an 8th grader at a part of Sage Park Leaders and Student Council. Coming into middle school, I was a timid young girl, afraid to put myself out there. I didn't know how people would react to my true self. I cared too much about what people thought about me. Walking down the halls, I was scared when people looked at me. I felt lost and helpless. Joining Sage Park Leaders and Student Council was one of the best choices I have made in my middle school career. Both groups have taught me patience, perseverance, and most importantly, courage. Skills that I'm eternally grateful for. I have learned that it doesn't matter what others thought or cared of me if I was not happy. I realized that every single person deserves to be happy, including me. With the help of supportive mentors and peers, I opened up to the world as the best and most unapologetic version of me. This version I am most proud of. The part of me that always wanted to shine through but was too scared to. This version of me that wants to change the world for the better, wants to help every single individual. The version of me that wants to be a practical superhero. The version of me that understands that every single human being is here for a reason and deserves to be happy and proud of themselves. This side of me is beautiful. I want to help everyone achieve this state of conviction that they are worth it and deserve love and positivity. This is my goal, and I would never have discovered it if it wasn't for Sage Park Leaders.
Hello, seniors and faculty and staff of Windsor High School. My name is Evan Peck. I attend Sage Park Middle School and participate in the various student governments, leadership groups, and extracurricular activities at Sage Park, and they have been so generous in providing. One of the biggest accomplishments this year was the new leadership opportunities to the students of Sage Park community. Currently, I'm a member of the National Junior Honor Society and Student Council. I believe that I have benefited in partaking in the leadership conference this year. The experience has impacted me greatly and has changed my point of view on the world. I started out in a one-hallway school and came to Sage Park in a shy manner. I believe that Sage Park has opened my eyes to a fun and creative world in academics. Unlike many schools, Sage Park is unique in creating opportunities to show your school spirit and finding the joy in a professional and caring working environment. I learned to make it my obligation to help others and make sure that we are in a positive environment where people have the ability to express themselves and show the many talents and skills that we possess. Without the leadership program, I'm not sure where I would be today. The world is a bright and beautiful place, although some are blind to the beauty and grace all around us. Because of the leadership program, my goal is to one day make the world a better place. Faith, trust, courage, teamwork. This is what it takes to be a leader, and I owe it all to the Sage Park Leadership Program.
As you can tell, a very impressive group of middle school students, so, So thank you, Mr. Cavalieri and Sage Park for the board. So, very excited to introduce our new, he's still called new, even though he's been with us for about 10 months now. It seems like it's been longer, he's been around for a while. So Louis Sunday is our principal of Windsor High School, and so he's going to share some things going on at Windsor High School and also some students for you as well. Mr. Sunday.
Good morning and welcome to Windsor High School.
Good morning.
Good morning. So I don't have a problem bragging about Windsor High School, so I'm going to spend some time doing that. But before we start, I'm looking around and I'm smelling all the scents in the air, and I'm looking at the place, and the place is completely empty. And I'm not sure if that's because you're hungry or that's because our kids make food so well. So let's go ahead and get started, okay? One of the things that we are proud about here at Windsor High School is that we offer one of the most comprehensive programs in the area. We feel strongly about what we have to offer, and we feel that we can rival any school in the state in terms of what kids can experience, specifically against magnet schools and charter schools. The strength of our program is obviously leans on the shoulders of strong leadership, certainly the Board of Education, the Superintendent's Office, our staff, our students, and certainly the town, which is you guys. So I want to share my personal thank you, my personal appreciation and gratitude for your continued support of Windsor High School. So, to speak about some of the things that we do here at Windsor High School, we're one of a few schools, I believe 2 or 3 schools in the state of Connecticut that has a partnership with NASA. That's a big deal. We have a robust video production technology department. In a few moments, you're going to see some computer-produced work. We have a culinary department that rivals most colleges, as you can tell from this morning's breakfast. We have a technology department with Mr. Reynolds and Mr. Ricky that rivals most community colleges as well. Our art department, as you can see against the wall, is student-produced work. That's gallery walk right there. We have a performance ensemble in our choir, our orchestra, as you saw with our students this morning as you walked in, and our band that continuously wins against other schools in the state. Our athletics, hands down, in my opinion, and hopefully you guys have been to many of our games, is the best athletic department in the state. Just recently we had students on our football team. A couple of our young ladies just a couple weeks ago signed Division I scholarships to move on from Windsor High School to play and participate in college competition. That's a big deal, guys. Between those scholarships for those students, we're looking at somewhere around $1.2 million. So that's a tremendous deal. The leadership opportunities that we have here, our kids are consistently doing things in the building that allows us to brag about them, while at the same time remaining humble. Because we know so much about, place such a value in giving back to the community, we've integrated a service learning commitment to the graduation requirements. So you're going to oftentimes see our seniors out there in the community doing things and giving back. Lastly, academics, as Dr. Cook referenced a little bit earlier, we offer so many AP courses. I believe, if I remember back to the archives, there's only about 4 or 5 schools in the state of Connecticut that offer 1 or 2 more AP courses than we do. And I'm saying that because what is unique is Windsor High School, with our performance rates, we have the third highest performing out of 169 school districts in the state, students right here in Windsor, Connecticut. That is a big deal. And because the state of Connecticut has such high standards, it puts us amongst the top in the nation. So that said, I'm bragging about all the things that we do well, but we're also humble enough to know there's a tremendous amount of work in front of us. And my staff, the town, our district leadership has taken on that challenge and continues to look to improve the way we go about doing business here at Windsor High School. I am now going to transition into a short video. This is, again, another illustration of student-produced work. This is what our announcements look like every day, and I think you guys are going to notice a quick shout-out to you guys as our guests this morning.
75% of teens own cell phones. 25% use them for social media. 54% use them for texting. More than a third of children under the age of 2 use mobile media. Benefits of social media use include personal growth, a larger community of similar and different individuals, and enhancement of creativity. 95% of teens 12 to 17 spend their time online. The technology and social media world has become our world, and increasingly so at a younger age. Negative effects of social media include laziness, disconnection, no empathy, distraction, and skewed self-image.
We put the mobile world in their hands, but where are we when it consumes them?
Limit the screen time, and technology becomes a resource, not a distraction.
Good morning, Windsor High School. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, Warriors. Today is May 5th, and it's an 8A year at Windsor High School. A big Warrior welcome to our wonderful Windsor seniors who are here for the annual senior breakfast. Hello, I'm Jake. Just a reminder to students and staff, you can buy a yearbook. They're not just for seniors, whether you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, or a senior, you can make sure you can get a yearbook to make your memories count. The Windsor High School Leadership Council is making care packages for homeless shelters. They ask if you can donate toiletries and snacks. You can donate these items in the donation box located in the main office until May 12th. If you want to help uncover our parental butterfly garden, please meet Ms. K by the preschool playground after school today. Just a reminder for all the students attending junior prom, if you need an EpiPen for any reason, please make sure that you have your EpiPen is with you at junior prom. Door closes at 7:15, and if you arrive after 7:15, you will not be allowed in. There is a youth action meeting meeting every Thursday from 2:30 to 2:20 to 3:30 in room B203A. The club is currently focusing on helping coordinate for the Manchester Relay for Life. All students are welcome. Attention fall fashion students, if you took a fashion class with Manor in the first semester and you would like to participate in the fashion show, you must stop by and see Miss Manor by today. Do not miss out on all the fun. Students' applications are now being accepted for NCJJ anytime in October. Please use the screen for an application or for more information. Attention club presidents, sports captains, and staff, you can email your announcements to jacob@windsorct.org to get your information on the show. We also encourage your photos and videos from your events, games, and classroom. Let's share with everyone the exciting and amazing things that happen here. And remember to check out the television in the hall to see more important information that you need to succeed. Thanks for checking out our show, and remember, if you do not see the news during Clock 2, you can follow us on Twitter at WHSWarriorTV, where we post every episode and much, much more. That's all for today. We are respectful, we are responsible, we are proud, and we are warriors. Thanks, and have a great day.
So that is just a small example of student-produced work out of our video productions program under the guidance of Mr. Hood. I spoke about the programs that we do have here at Windsor High School. I haven't yet had a chance to speak about our students, which is certainly the hallmark of what we do. On a regular basis, we have a tremendous amount of students who apply to Ivy League schools, some of the most competitive universities in the country. We also have, on a regular basis, finalists or semi-finalists for National Merit Scholarship. Additionally, as we look to close the year here in the next few weeks, we go through our recognition ceremonies, and on a regular basis, we have students who are recognized in the region, in the state, and certainly nationally. I'm saying all of this because we know for a fact that a decent amount of this would not be possible without a strong faculty and staff, without supportive families, supportive parents. So I want to thank you for your continued support in this regard. I am speaking about kids, and here in a second I'm going to introduce two students, Miss Ayanna Harris, who's a senior, and Ricky Kasakowski, who's also a senior. The students are going to speak briefly about their experience at Windsor High School. And ultimately, we operate with the philosophy that we want to get all of our senior students fully prepared and send them to different corners of the country in order to ensure that Windsor has a national footprint. The idea is that they will go out, learn a lot about the world, and come back to town and better our town. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Ms. Ayanna Harris, senior at Windsor High School. Don't be nervous.
Good morning, everyone. First, I'd like to say happy birthday to Mrs. Davis. Can you wave again, please? I would like to thank Principal Sunday and Windsor High for giving me the opportunity to speak at this occasion this week. We can't hear you. My name is Ayanna Harris. Is that okay? Yes. My name is Ayanna Harris, and I'm a senior here at Windsor High School. Here I'm a part of the Class of 2017 Club, FCCLA. I'm a former cheerleader, and I held the Vice President title at Windsor High School Teams of Praise Gospel Choir under the direction of Tracy G. White. I am also a worship leader and a youth rep at King's Chapel Church of God in Hartford, Connecticut. Growing up in the Windsor public schooling system and being able to see the amount of diversity is honestly a beautiful thing. Being able to learn with different diverse student groups challenges me to think differently and shape my perspective of worldview. Education in my family is huge. They expect me to be the best I can be, and being here truly enforces that. Coming to Windsor High as a freshman really woke me up. Yes, I tried my best, but I soon realized that I wasn't as prepared or as confident in myself as I thought I was. As the years went on, I was able to make connections with great teachers who were there pushing me every inch of the way, even when I was on the brink of giving up. During my time here, my favorite music teacher, Miss White, got me out of my shell and pushed me because she saw my potential, and I'm truly grateful for her, along with other teachers like Mr. Yarney, who helped me get back into loving math. I have grown to respect every teacher and administrator in this building simply because when I see the passion that they have, it makes me want to do things even more with that much more potential and purpose and integrity. As I end my bittersweet journey here at Windsor High, I hope to leave this school knowing that I was able to do something to help change Windsor High and even the Windsor community for the better as they have changed me. And I'm always proud to be a Windsor ward. Thank you.
Well done, and you said you were nervous, huh? Okay, I'd like to introduce another young man who is, again, an outstanding representative of our student body, Mr. Ricky Kowski. What's going on with that softball?
Using it for my script. So, I want to change things up given the day. Instead of good morning, buenos dias, everybody. It's a pleasure to speak to you all. I just want to start by giving you a little bit about me. My name is Richard Emmanuel Kosakowski. That's pretty different. It goes American, Dominican, and Polish. I've lived in Windsor my whole life, with the exception of living in other places such as New York, Massachusetts during my summers. My mother is from the Dominican Republic, and my dad is a country boy from the sticks in New Hampshire. So you can tell my household is pretty diverse. Now, I've always looked forward to going to Windsor High School because my brother graduated from this school in class of '97. When I came here as a young freshman, I had a great time. Then 10th grade came around, and I started having to grow up, and it didn't go so good for me. It was a little bit rocky. I wasn't exactly sure where I was going, where I would fit in. Then I joined the autos group, and absolutely fell in love with it. We have an amazing auto shop, an amazing autos teacher who can tell you anything about your car. We've tried to fool him. You can't. And then, not only in that year, I also learned about the JRTC program. There was this really scary looking guy with an Air Force uniform, and I thought, what the heck, I'll go talk to him anyway. And he was the start of my growth. So last year, I joined the ROTC program. I didn't really know what I was doing. I kind of got into it. It was our first year, so everything was new. And then this year, I'm now the group commander of the ROTC program. Windsor High School has taught me my drive. They taught me what I look forward to. Now I know what I want to do after I get out of high school, which is a combination of both work in the Army on vehicles. So, we do have airports. We do have some people that go into Air Force, we've had Marines, Navy, all of it. One thing, I'm going to kind of go off the script real quick, talk to you from the heart. Windsor High School is full of the best educators around. There's a poster in the front. I see teachers who just have a drive to them. They really care about the students. They don't do it for the money. The way they look at their students, the way they take care of them, the way Mr. Osunday takes care of us, he teaches us to take care of each other. That's something you don't see in every other school. This school is absolutely amazing, and I know every student that comes out of here will know exactly what they want to do and have a nice drive to them. Thank you, everybody.
So you got a short illustration of the program offerings, and you certainly got a chance to see our students. They are impressive. So I'm going to close by saying thank you for being here with us today. We have made a commitment to the town of Windsor. We've made a commitment to our students' families, and certainly we've made a commitment to our students to make sure their experiences at Windsor High School is the best the area has to offer, and that they're fully prepared to enter the world after they leave the boundaries of the town of Windsor. And we're going to work towards that direction each and every day. So again, welcome to Windsor High School. Thank you for being here with us. Enjoy the food, enjoy our students, enjoy our staff. Thank you again.
We can afford it.
Okay, so we are pretty much ending right on time, the plan. So we caught up. We started a little bit later, but we get caught up in the program. Myself and my administrators and Mr. Souza are still here, so if you have any questions directly for us, we will be here and happy to answer any questions. I know our middle school students are still here as well, so we'll handle it that way. Also, there's tours available, so I know many people like to come back to Windsor High School and take a tour each fall. We get asked by at least one of the classes that are doing a reunion to come back to Windsor High School because it has been remodeled since most of those classes went through. So that's something I think unique to Windsor, that people feel connected to their high school and want to take a tour. So again, we have students willing to give you a tour. We're around to answer any questions, and we really thank you for coming out on kind of a rainy day, but nothing better to do, I think, with your morning than what we did this morning. So I appreciate your time, and it's great to see you, and we look forward to seeing you next fall. Thank you.